Hey guys, I know it's a little dim in here right now, but it's a little late at night and there's not much I can do about it. I don't have any other light sources. All the lights are on. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm back with another Jojo video. Specifically, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Vento Aureo, chapters 31 and 32, I believe, which are Narantia's Aerosmith Parts 1 and 2. And the theme really of these two chapters is that Narantia is a fucking moron, which we already knew. Like, that was already established from the first immediate meeting with Narantia in Meet the Gang or whatever. The Narantia was completely and total, he's just stupid, right? The best part is in the second chapter I read at 32, when he's like, this can't be my knife, this is too big, these can't be my shoes, there's too big. Because what we meet Formaggio in these two chapters, and we get to see his stand, Little Feet. Now, the premise of the two chapters is that, you know, the boss's daughter can't leave, so they sent out, previously, they were like, here's a list of things she wants, go get them. So they make Narantia go because the stand's OP enough, I suppose, that if someone were tailing him, it would make short work of them. What they didn't intend was for there to be a stand called Little Feet that can shrink himself and other things, which I wasn't expecting. Like, of all the things, it wasn't that he could shrink himself, but of all the other things wouldn't be that he could shrink the other person. Because in my mind, I couldn't help but feel like that was pointless. You know, two shrunken people fighting is the same as two regular people fighting almost. Unless he's going to unshrink himself and then just like step on the Narantia. And apparently you need to then cut the person before they will shrink that particular part of the ability. I don't know. But Narantia, of course, has Aerosmith, as the name implies, but also Aerosmith is just like an actual like plane or something, which is pretty funny, I think, and it drops bombs and it can shoot, and I thought that was great. And the best part is the best part's really when it like he like docks it on his like, it's like, brow. I thought that was pretty cool. But Narantia goes he gets cut and he just like loses his mind. He's like, how do you like that, motherfucker? He's kicking the car, he's just screaming, he doesn't really aim. He's literally just a child. I'm not sure if they definitively put out how old Narantia is. But he is really just a child. I know there was a scene in the chapter where the shoe came off his foot and there was some writing in the foot, in the shoe, but I couldn't read it. Theoretically, it's probably like his name, his birthday, something like that. But that was pretty cool. The one thing I think is a little strange about these chapters, though, is how Formaggio sees the women's stuff, like stockings and pantyhose, whatever, in the car, and says, is this for his mom or his sister or something? No. Women are picky about that sort of thing, would never leave it to a man to buy it for them, which means there's gotta be some reason the women can't leave the house. Oh, I know, it must be the boss, they must be hiding the boss's daughter. That is a fucking leap in logic to me. Maybe if I was in their scenario with the knowledge that they may or may not know, I don't know, but maybe it would make sense. But for me, I'm like, it could just be his fucking mom or sister. It could just be they're too lazy to get out of the house and don't care that much. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But I thought that was kind of a weird leap in logic to make, to be like, hey, well, it's gotta be the boss's daughter. Yeah, there's nothing else it could be. But I also think it's a little strange that they were like, Narantia, even with your very good stand, here's a very detailed plan of what you need to do. And Narantia can't even multiply 5 times 5. Even if he had gotten 5 times 5 right, being 25 right the first time, he would have just failed the second time and said like 7. He is not that smart. Why would you make him do this? I think really it would have been better if anybody else went. But we have to showcase Narantia's ability, Aerosmith, so we gotta give him his chapter. His chapter being, he's a big plain boy that can shoot things, but sometimes the things are very tiny and very hard to hit. I don't know how this fight's gonna go. As usual, it's really hard to tell with Jojo sometimes. But at the very least we know that Narantia is very stupid. And he will more than likely not necessarily get through this fight based on a intelligent strategy, but I feel like it's going to be more like instinct. Because even earlier in the chapter, he's like, something seems strange. Even if he couldn't logically piece together, oh hey, you know, this, and this, he could be like, I feel it in my gut that something's just wrong. So, you know, at least there's that. Like I said, Aerosmith is pretty cool. I think it's really funny. I don't know anything about any of the, like, smaller stands. I've been watching and listening to Jojo stuff, and I know a lot of, like, bigger stand battles in some of the later parts I haven't read, but I didn't know jack shit about Formaggio and Little Feat. Like, nobody talks about that. And even if they do, they don't talk about the ability. I forget, like, in 5 seconds. So, Formaggio and Little Feat, the stand that shrinks you and other people. Good to know. Can't wait to see how Aerosmith is going to do anything. I want to see how Narantia is going to eventually figure out that he is just shrinking, and then what is he going to do about it. I'm probably going to read the next parts immediately after making this video, but I wanted to get this out of the way now. So let me know what you thought of these chapters in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!